maybe this is a weird question, but I read on Joe
Martin Single, it's fine.
Joe Malazzi's blog about his gastronomical experience and stuff,
Yes.
and I was just curious, have you guys gone out with him, had some, I was just curious about that. If you
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I miss working on the show the most is that I don't get to eat with Joe. Joe and I became friends. I didn't know anyone when I moved to Vancouver. Paul was really the only native Vancouverite, on the show originally. And I just went out to dinner with Joe almost every night. And we went, and I was like, oh, food is amazing. I was also not incredibly poor suddenly. So that was helpful. You can actually go to restaurants and things. But no one can eat like Joe Malazzi can. And he is so svelte. He works out like 4 hours a day just so he can go and just destroy his body at night. But he's actually a very good chef, and that's an amazing blog. And his chocolate party, his world famous chocolate party. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. You follow Joe Malazzi's blog, but his chocolate party is like world renowned. I was in New York, and I needed some very high-end chocolates as a gift, and it was like July 4th weekend, so nothing was open. And I called this chocolate place. It was very famous, like one of the top in the world. And I was like, I know you're probably closed. Is there any way I can come in? And they're like, no, we're closed. We're just doing inventory. I was like, I'm a friend of Joe Malazzi's. I don't know if you're a friend of Joe's. Please come. And they just loaded me up with chocolate. Loaded me up with chocolate. So when you're in a chocolate store, even if you don't know Joe Malazzi, I'm a friend of Joe Malazzi. I don't know if you read his chocolate blog. But that blog gets like 1.5 million hits. That one is in particular.
Yeah, any restaurant you want to know anywhere in the world, just ask Joe Malazzi. It's great.
Yeah, he goes on eating adventures to Tokyo every year. It's he's a supervillain. He just doesn't do anything evil. He's got all of the other crazy eccentric things down.
Special ability to eat a lot.
Yeah, he wears leather gloves and has just holds his pug. I don't know if you see pictures of his office, but it's all super villains behind him, and he just cackles, and he's a great guy. If he was in any way mean or evil, he would be the greatest supervillain living, but he's not.
No, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
He really is.
Batwoman.
I wanted to ask about your more memorable or favorite episodes to either write or perform in.
You go ahead first, Martin.
I think my favorite has to be McCain and Mrs. Miller. That one is the most personal. It's kind of about my brother and I, and I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard the story, but in Hot Zone, when David's about to die, I had originally written, listen, I have a brother I'm not very close with, and he said, can we change that to sister? Because I have a sister who's an actress, and it would be great one day if she could be in the show. And, I said, sure, we're never going to do that. We're never going to cast your sister as your sister. But it was an easy request to change, so you do it. And then I saw my friend Brendan Gall, who I named a character after in season 1, and who actually plays, Kate's wife on the show. He had done a play that Kate was in. He's kind of a white character. And
Darcy Martin.
And they did a play together, and she was so good, and she was exactly like David. She had all the Hewlettisms that David did. She's much prettier and kinder, of course, but
way better kisser.
Yeah, you're one of the few men that can judge. So, but anyway,
my mom's a good kisser too. That was weird, but anyway, I'm gonna look at that. And the dad, that was different.
Lock up your daughters and your sons, apparently, Dragon Con.
I just like kissing.
Yeah. But anyway, that was just so fun because it felt like a fun family episode. It was just everybody was in it, and yeah. So I guess that's my favorite.
That's your favorite. My favorite, I often say, for me, the pilot was really cool because you just had that vibe that something special was happening. Robert Patrick's walking around, and you're kind of like, and I remember when we did the read-through for the pilot, we sat there, and David wasn't cast yet, I think I was the first person they would actually cast, but, at that point in time, as a recurring character, but they asked me to come and do the read-through. I'm like, this is cool. So we're sitting up in the office, and everyone's meeting each other. I met Rachel. So they just had Rachel, Rainbow, and Rainbow sitting there like playing a game on his phone. Shocking. And, and then Robert Patrick's down there, and all the MGM people there and stuff. And I'm talking. Beckett has some of the first lines of the episode. And so we're talking, and I meet everybody, and like, okay, Martin Wood goes, okay, let's start through the read, And I start talking with a Scottish accent, which I don't normally speak with, and I can just see everyone just kind of go like, and Flanagan, Joe looks at me, are you doing a Scottish accent? I'm like, yeah. He goes, all right, cool. And that was it. So it was, the pilot was really cool. And Poisoning the Well for me, Damien McGillon wrote that episode. That was, I think, a special episode for Beckett. I think it was sort of like, that was the episode I did that. When I did that episode, Martin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's when they went, okay, let's make this guy regular, after that episode. So that was kind of special for me, and very comedic at times and very emotional. And I think that episode is sort of a stamp of what the character is like.
No, I think that episode was really eye-opening. I mean, for us, it was the first heavy lifting that we gave you on the show, where you really had to carry an episode, and you did so great in it. Yeah, that was, I think that made everyone's kind of topless that season. That was, because in the first season you're just trying to figure out what the hell you have, I mean, you want to differentiate yourself from Stargate, SG-1, but you want to keep a core, and you have a new set of actors, which is like getting, 7 or 8 new instruments that you're trying to figure out, what kind of sounds they make, literally, and like the Scottish accent. And so, it was just exciting, and that was one of the first shows that we got right. And we were like, that's good, we got that one right.
Hi.
Hi, this is for Paul. Earlier you were talking about Sanctuary and how you were excited about playing an evil character. And I think generally the observation is when actors talk about playing an evil character, they get more excited. And I'm curious if that's the same for you and why that is. And also Martin, if it's more fun to write an evil character rather than a good character.
I got a lot of that. I missed the middle part though, like you asked me about what, maybe put the mic a little closer, because it's very difficult to hear up here, sorry.
If it's more fun for you to play an evil character, because you mentioned in Sanctuary how excited you were. And generally I think, I've heard actors that get really excited about doing an evil character, and why that is for you.
Well, for me, I'll go for, as an actor, yeah, it's fun to play an evil character, it really is. But, and I just like the variety of what I get to do as an actor. That's why I love acting, I think I'm a character actor. I like to do lots of different things, and to have an ability to come in and just be this evil dude, it's really cool. Beckett was such a sweetheart, so it juxtaposed to Beckett, it's very different. Wexler is completely opposite. So to come in and be able to play that, and as an actor, it's just fun, really, really exciting to do. So, and I mentioned writing, Martin, let's say.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, the trick is, first of all, I apologize, I just tweeted everyone. That's what I was doing. I wasn't just checking my mail. It's tough. I mean, the trick writing an evil character is kind of playing it. You gotta find something that is good about them. They can't just be like crazy arch evil. Like that's why writing a character like Michael was so fun, because he was right. Fair enough, Michael. That guy's been through the ringer. We tried to kill him. The Wraith tried to kill him. Now he's going to kill everybody. So you try to find a way to empathize with them, and a way that the audience will be able to empathize with them. And they're just fun. It's fun to have people do bad things, but the trick is making it feel organic.
And as an actor too, it's interesting. Martin said that it's anybody can be a badass, so to speak, but if you want to make people like you at the same time, where it's hard for them to hate you, at the same time you're so hateable, So that's a very fun thing that there's something about playing a role like that like for Hewlett, for example, like McKay, we all hate him, but at the same time, you like him too because he's charming and annoying at the same time. He's lovable, and David does a great job for that. Not as an evil character, but he can be evil at times, and he's very hurtful, and he has halitosis. I won't get into that. creepy. Okay, I think we have time for another question.
Actually, I think we have to wrap up.
We have to wrap up. We have to wrap up. You guys, so great to see you here, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. Martin and I have had a great time so far. We'll be on weekend. I know there's other panels over the weekend, but it's like to have a smaller panel. Thanks for the great questions, and come and say hi to us when we're sitting around in the Walk of Fame, so to speak. Have an awesome weekend. Take care of yourself. Love